Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I am getting a lot, not just a little bit, but there are a lot of really optimistic vibes that are going on amongst all of the different traders and the people that follow the charts and everything in crypto and specifically in XRP. I've been showing you a lot from the Joker, and I'm going to show you a couple things from him this morning, but I'm also going to show you, I wanted to check and just run across a few of the other notable traders out there and chartists and let you see that their thinking is in line with his. And it's pretty exciting when you look at it and you start looking at all of them like that together. So I went out and looked for some of them that have pretty decent followings and that are saying some things that I saw being passed around on Twitter, and let you judge for yourself, because as you know, that's not my game at all. I'm more of a financial guy and like to connect different dots and things. So here we go. And the XRP for the last 2 or 3 days has been kind of staying right there in a little range in the 60 to 62 or 3 cents, kind of pretty just sitting there. But it just feels like, and based on what everybody's saying and these guys I'm going to show you, it just feels like something is imminent. Now, let's look at where we are. And if you remember, this market it was about to cross $600 billion, maybe what was that, 4 or 5 days ago, when all of a sudden the market the bottom fell out of it. Bitcoin was about to hit 20K, and then the bottom just falls out of it, almost like somebody was tamping the market down. This is the type of stuff that goes on in this market all the time, folks. Well, so it's made it, and it went down as low as 499 billion from what I recall. So Bitcoin is now making its way right back on up, and XRP is kind of doing the same. We're seeing a lot of green starting to show up around here. So, and then today we have this. Now, I don't ever talk about specific dates. The only reason that I keep talking about December 3rd is because Michael Arrington from Arrington XRP Capital, who I know for a fact is Brad Garlinghouse's best friend and is out in Silicon Valley. He's no schlub. This guy started TechCrunch, the tech magazine, or I don't know, I think it was an online magazine. But anyway, the guy is a venture capitalist who's plugged in and knows what's going on. He tweeted out the December 3rd. This is not just some random person on Twitter tweeting it out. That's the reason I'm focused in on this December 3rd. I said anything can happen. It's 2020. OPEC is meeting today. That's one thing. I've done videos on XRP having to do with the petrodollar and things like that. Who knows what Michael Arrington was talking about? He could have been talking about this. From James Rule, we've talked about this December 3rd Investor Advisory Committee meeting. Who knows? He may have been talking about that. I'm hoping that we'll find out today. Okay, now let's go into what some of these traders are saying and the kind of talk that's going around right now, because it's fascinating talk. The Joker says, good day, guys. Big players are entering into cryptocurrency, and guess what? I definitely recommend them to invest partially first in XRP, then Bitcoin, XLM, Digibyte, Litecoin, Ethereum, BNB. I get many DMs like this, and it has never been like this before. This is a DM that he got. Hey, Joker, this is Joe from the U.S. I've been following you for a while now, and I'm impressed with your trade calls. I would like to introduce you to so-and-so. He builds multi-million-dollar financial companies. All right? So he gets that, and then he sends another one. I feel like this space is about to go rocket. I will convince him to put 50% in XRP and 50% in Bitcoin. Hi, Kia. How are you? I can't reach you via phone. Would you be so kind to send me your number or call me so-and-so? Somebody wants to buy 85 Bitcoin. Cheers, Thomas. So the Joker is starting to see a lot of enthusiasm. Apparently, these people know what's going on now. They know what's coming, and they're starting to feel it. Now, here's another guy on Twitter that I've noticed that seems to have a pretty decent following, and I've watched a lot of his tweets. So it seems to be making some predictions that seem to be somewhat in line with what the Joker's been talking about. This is what his name's Crypto Bull. This is what the charts are telling me for the XRP price over the next 9 months. And I don't know what you call this. I've seen this pattern and all, but if you look down here, 2017, 18, 19. So here's our bull market right here. And then you see it pop on up. That it had hit 92 cents the other day, and we pulled back or whatever. Or no. I think he's saying we're going to go hit 92 cents, $3, $19, $1.20. And he says this is what he sees happening. Now, he also said this: looking at the XRP price chart versus Bitcoin tells me we are about to witness an explosive move up. Price has been coiling for several days now and is ready to explode. Okay. So he's saying that. And then he says, I have reasons to believe XRP will hit $10 to $20 in January and later in 2021 up to $100 and above. Charts and previous fractals, social, economic, monetary circumstances, unprecedented exposure of and demand for fixed assets. And then we've got the blockchain backer, and he has a YouTube channel as well. Go to blockchain backer, and he's been doing really well. In fact, I went in there and tipped him, I think a week or so ago. I don't watch hardly any YouTubers ever, just because I'm usually so busy making my own videos. But this guy does a good job, and he knows his stuff. He says the signs are there on the Ripple XRP price chart. If it can exceed $13 and blast to $55 or $100. So that's two people that are calling. And I think that the Joker has also called for numbers like that in the past. I'll have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure. But this $100 figure seems to keep popping up even amongst these traders and chartists. Okay. Now, yesterday I showed you the first part of 3 parts with Julia Chatterley, Brad Garlinghouse. My favorite is the third part. So we're going to skip the second part, and I'm going to let you see the third part. And I said, when you know, you know. Julia Chatterley of CNN knows. Best interview with Brad Garlinghouse yet. And I think this clip is the best clip of the best interview. So I wanted to play you this part of it. And she asks him some interesting question. They also talk about, you'll see it says the evolution of Ripple as a global liquidity platform, Flare networks, and where Ripple is in 2 years' time. Yes, being public company. So listen to this.
I want to hone in on the evolution of what I see going on at Ripple, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. We've seen some management changes, but I also see sort of the building of a facility that plugs directly into exchanges, sourcing liquidity, rebalancing payment flows globally. Am I sort of on the right track?
Yeah, absolutely. We made a series of changes over the course of the summer, partly because I had a lot of direct reports to get the company more focused around what we're doing with RippleNet, but also what we're doing across other XRP dynamics. We call a team called Ripple X. And so we simplified the management team a bit. And to your point, our vision really is, how do we make this plug and play and as simple as possible to plug in and take advantage of global liquidity across the XRP ecosystem? It is so clear to me more than ever that XRP's speed, its scalability, its incredibly low cost per transaction dynamics make it perfectly suited for the problem we are solving with it. And again, we're seeing that the community behind XRP, the other use cases, we're seeing that grow every week.
Are you open to using other digital assets, though, even stable coins, other stable coins to facilitate the rebalances?
I mean, the short answer is yes. Stable coins are a little bit different and unique because even if you have a stable coin that is dollar denominated, well, you still have that cross currency problem. And so we also, though, did design our products to be efficient such that if we entered a market where XRP had very little liquidity, that we could use a different digital asset where there might be more liquidity. The spreads would be tighter. We haven't yet found a need to do that. But certainly when we think about solving a customer problem, we do want to put the customer first. And if we found there was a market somewhere on the globe where the efficiency between XRP and that fiat currency weren't a tight spread, we might look at using a different digital asset.
Yeah, it's all about efficiency.
But luckily, as I said,
100%.
we haven't needed that because XRP has been so efficient.
And of course, greater liquidity narrows that spread. So the whole thing is sort of cyclical and self-serving. If you can boost liquidity, you reduce that margin anyway. You're also offering a line of credit program to customers, I've seen as well. The hope is that they can therefore deploy capital anywhere in the world. Who's the ideal customer and how do you see this working? Because it seems like you can sign up for this line of credit, get access to this incredibly quickly.
Yeah, that is exactly the vision behind this. We want to help our customers grow more quickly. And there's a lot of our customers that are, smaller than the MoneyGrams or Asimos of the world. We have some very large customers. We have some customers that frankly might serve one corridor in one country. And what we found is that they need working capital to expand. One of the problems of this 50-year-old payment system that we all count as our infrastructure today is that you have to pre-fund accounts in that other currency, and you're holding that other currency. What we allow customers to do is to not pre-fund, and by using line of credit, they can actually pay us 30 days later for payments they're already doing. That allows them to grow more quickly. Our customers have loved it, and really it came from just listening to our customers and hearing our customers, the demand they had of what they wanted to see to help them grow.
You mentioned the magic word there, which was MoneyGram, and I wanted to ask you about that. You just this week sold a stake or a piece of the stake in MoneyGram for a tidy profit, and I do remember the accusations in the beginning that you overpaid for the interest in MoneyGram just to have them use the name, which is an interesting point too. What's going on here? Is this just a bit of profit taking?
We are still a significant shareholder in MoneyGram, and I expect we will be for an extended period of time. This was simply a recognition that we didn't need to own the percentage of the company we did own. We owned about 12 million shares, which was north of 15% of the company when you on a fully diluted basis. And we simply looked at it as, do we need to own that percentage if we were to reduce, given how well MoneyGram has done, given how well the partnership has gone, that we felt like we're going to reduce that a small amount. And so we're selling about 4 million shares and announced that publicly, I think, just last week.
I heard a rumor as well that Western Union, obviously big competitor, has realized how steep the competition here and has signed up as a customer. Any truth to that rumor, Brad?
We are very cautious about, we talk about our customers when they're ready to talk about it. There's lots of rumors out there about, various customers Ripple has been working with. Some of them are true, some of them are not true. And so I'm gonna dodge that question. Not very effectively.
I can see you doing that. But that's not
Why couldn't you say no if it's not a customer?
I'm noting that down. Ask about that next time. Talk to me about Flare Networks. How should XRP holders, customers of Ripple and the platform view what you're doing here?
Well, in this case, it's not so much about what our customers, this is a very exciting startup called Flare Networks. They're doing some very interesting stuff with something called the Spark token, but it is really distinct from what Ripple is doing. And to me, it's just a further example of people's recognition that XRP is such an efficient digital asset. And as you and I've talked about, utility will drive the long-term value of any digital asset. Seeing a company like Flare Networks and seeing them use the XRP network in various ways, I think is an opportunity to go forward. But it doesn't affect RippleNet customers and how we are using ODL for our customers. It's largely separate from that.
Yeah, I should make the point, sorry. It is a startup, but it is Ripple funded, which is why I was sort of drawing the connection.
For sure.
Does it mean, what does it mean for XRP holders?
Yes.
What does it mean for XRP holders specifically?
He's doing great.
I think XRP holders are deservedly excited about what Flare is doing. I'm excited about what Flare is doing. As we've said, anytime you're seeing real utility solving a real problem, and I think Flare has carved out an interesting niche, and I think as they move forward with this airdrop of Spark tokens, I'm optimistic for them. I've met the management team there. I think they're very talented. I think they have a clear vision of the problem they're going to solve.
We've got like 2 weeks to the airdrop, and as far as I saw even today, some exchanges, Coinbase, Kraken, are not participating. Why? Any concerns?
I think Kraken is now.
I honestly don't know. I mean, I certainly think the Flare management team is very talented, and I would defer to them on what's going on. Ripple is not part of those conversations, and so we're watching with interest, and certainly we want to be supportive and helpful, but we're letting them take the lead.
So, and are there any plans to plug RippleNet into Flare functionality? You can see where I'm leading here. These are all leading questions.
Yeah, nothing I'm ready to announce today.
Oh,
well, that's interesting.
Not a no. I'm just thinking in terms of this sort of building this new liquidity.
That makes me think this Flare thing's bigger than we realize.
Yeah, possibility here.
You and I have talked about, I've always kind of viewed Ripple as, Ripple is to payments as Amazon was to books, where Amazon started with just doing books. And my vision for Ripple isn't just around cross-border payments. The underlying vision really has been, how do we do things to enable an internet of value? How do we do things to enable value to move the way information moves today? And that's going to be a multi-year, maybe decade journey, where there's going to be a lot of different use cases across different transactions that aren't just about payments. Maybe it's about insurance efficiency. There's a lot of transactions out there, and the core, any efficient blockchain is allowing two parties to transact without that middle transaction. That reduces cost, that improves speed. Those are all good dynamics. I think you're going to see these technologies like the XRP ledger applied to a lot of different use cases over time.
Okay, I'm going to wrap up the interview. You have a lot going on. Fast forward 2 years. Where's Ripple?
Well, I hope Ripple is, right where it is geographically as a proud U.S. company.
Yes, first and foremost.
I certainly think that by that time we'll have the regulatory clarity and certainty that we have sought, that we have in countries like the UK and Japan and Singapore. But I hope we will certainly have that here in the U.S. I think you're going to see dramatic increases in volume. The growth rates we are seeing, even during this pandemic, where I think overall economic growth is more muted, we're still seeing dramatic growth on a year-on-year basis. And look, not that many years ago, people are saying, "Oh, well, it's just a small part of what Swift does." Every year at these growth rates, every year that we grow, you're seeing more and more adoption, more use cases, more customers, and so I'm very bullish and excited about what's going on at Team Ripple, and really proud of the team and what they have gotten done during this pandemic.
And will you have IPO'd?
2 years. I think the likelihood is we will. I think 2 years from now, the likelihood is Ripple would be in the public markets.
Interesting interview right there. I like the Ripple prediction for 2 years out. That was a good question. Now, I suggested to Julia Chatterley online, hey, Julia Chatterley, if you want some serious ratings, try to get Arthur Brito, the famous Arthur Brito, who nobody knows what he looks like, one of the creators of the XRP ledger from PolySign on, or get anyone from PolySign. Hashtag zero doubt. And of course, the way I picture this is like one of those people that you watch if you're watching like a show on the mafia where they have the screen clouded and it's some guy that's in witness protection. She could do that with Arthur Brito, have like a thing where his face is blocked out. She could even put a hat on him and disguise his voice if he wanted to do that to tell us about PolySign and the XRP ledger and what he's been up to. That would be a classic interview. She would get the ratings on that. Michelle Vandenberg sent me this. Anders L. The Spark. This is interesting right here. I didn't know this. The Spark snapshot is exactly 3 years after the last XRP bull run started. Now, just to go over this, there's a lot of people that a part of me believes this. There's a lot of people that think that the 2017 bull run was a test of sorts, like the thing was being tested, just like a first trial run. Now, which makes this interesting. The Smart Snapshot is exactly 3 years after the last XRP bull run started. Well, I didn't want you to just take his word or my word for it, so I went back and looked at the chart. and looked at December of 2012. This is from December 1 back, or November 30th or whatever. Look at what XRP was doing during that time. It was flat as it could be. And when did everything finally start to take off? That would be December the 12th, just like he said. December the 12th to January the 4th literally was a climb from around 25 cents all the way to $3.84. And then how did the market come down? Remember, they introduced Bitcoin. It was a combination of things. One of them was that the CFTC introduced Bitcoin futures and intentionally tanked the market, per the article I showed you the other day. The other thing that happened was CoinMarketCap just overnight decided that they were going to not include prices from Asia, like Japan and Korea, which is where most of the XRP volume was coming from. Market tanked completely. People woke up and saw a price that was totally different than they saw the night before. Market tanked and the whole thing deflated, almost as if everybody was doing it intentionally. All right. And now here we are with a spark drop on December the 12th, and the exact same date that the market took off last year. And I think something else. What else happened on December the 12th? It seems like somebody said there was something else that specific date was about. Oh well. Ian Northing sent me this, which I thought was great. This guy said, let me see if I follow this guy. I'll follow him. Anyway, this guy says how it started, how it's going. Here's how it started. Back on October 13th, 2017, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink calls Bitcoin an index of money laundering. And then in 2020, December 1, it says head of world's largest asset manager says Bitcoin can possibly evolve into a global market asset. All the world's a stage, folks, and we're all just actors in the game. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that all the world's a stage, and all that Wall Street and all these traditional financial media are a bunch of head fake artists. That's the name of their game. Thank you for listening.